Thank y'all for joining us this week. Season 2, episode 2, HavoK podcast. We're going to get right on into things. We got a lot to talk about. Not too many topics. We went over what we really wanted to, discuss and go over. So I think we have a good combination of things to go over this week. We're going to be going over COD, especially with NOLA that we just got out of. So I'm going to go ahead and undeafen, switch on over.
Yeah. I'm fixing that right now.
So we're having a little bit of technical difficulties with Austin. However, welcome in, guys. Season 2, episode 2. Glad to have everyone. So like I was saying, we're going to be going over NOLA, Fortnite, and a few other things. So, be prepared to listen in on what has happened at NOLA. If you haven't been keeping up with what actually went on at NOLA, then I think you will be surprised. You're definitely going to be surprised. Our good friend Prophecy was over at NOLA this week. Got to cheer and support the team on there at the venue, so I'm sure that was very exciting for him as well as the team. I talked to a lot of great people there too, so can't wait to hear his side of the story inside of NOLA. And we also got Shark, other owner of the team, with all of his knowledge and everything, getting the team there. So we're going to go over a lot of things regarding the Call of Duty aspect as well as Fortnite and what's up and coming for the HavoK community in Fortnite. But very excited for this podcast, needless to say. So hopefully you guys are doing good. Like I said, we do have a little bit of problems with Austin's audio and video right now, but we're going to work through that. Shark, how was your week?
Pretty good. Got the day off today.
Hey, that's always good, man.
Holidays.
That's always good.
Is it better? Can you guys hear me now? Are we good?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Fucking prayers, dude. Excuse my language, everybody. God bless.
So,
Hey.
glad to be through those technical difficulties, Austin. But how was your week this week?
Crazy. Again, you go to an event. I had to yell at some people. People were yelling at me. It didn't go out too well for the other guys, as you guys have seen the Periscope, if not. But all in all, it was a good weekend.
Oh,
Your
man.
camera is working great.
Yeah. It was like the bottom part was still.
That's what the names were laughing at. Dude. All right.
You having two things in here, Jonas, I think that's messing it up.
I don't think that's messing it up because on my phone it looks fine. So it's just on my PC it keeps like glitching. I don't know what it is. Dude, your face is funny, so this is gonna be filled with laughs, I'm pretty sure. But oh man.
Oh god.
What are we talking about? Oh yeah, NOLA.
NOLA. We're going over NOLA. So if a lot of you don't know, our COD roster did change before going into NOLA. I'd say back in January we did talk about it a little bit on the last podcast, and now we're going to be going over what the insights are with Shark as well as what he thinks went on with the team placement and everything like that. So how did HavoK do in NOLA?
Well,
40?
Yep, top 40.
Top 40
is what it is. We lost to Lightning Pandas first after beating a bunch of pretty good teams. And then, Lightning Pandas, as you might know, if you follow Call of Duty, they ended up making it to pool play anyway. So we lost the pool play team.
That was a good team.
Our side of our bracket.
Consisting of Gunjar. So,
yep.
They had a big names on there.
Goon, Exotic.
Yep.
I think they're all Canadian, actually. I think all 4 Canadian. Royalty.
Team Canada.
Pretty much.
So yeah, they made it to pool play, which is great. Good for them. We made a big long losers bracket run. We took down a few teams, including Rain. Unfortunately, we met up with Tainted Minds and weren't able to pull through. Austin was there, so I can let him talk about the individual games.
So
Say,
going from Dallas to NOLA, how was the atmosphere? Was it different or? Prof.
Team chemistry kind of
Yo,
it was a little
you're
different this
start
time.
over.
You know,
Start over. Your mic cut out. Completely. He's done.
hear me now?
Yep.
Yep. Might have to switch servers.
To switch servers, I don't know what's going on. But for the team chemistry, it's a little bit different. Going from it's not working, is it? I hate everything right now.
Now you're good, man.
Start
Austin
over.
and internet don't work.
going
See, Shark
on?
Shark didn't have the internet, so calling in from Starbucks, everything like that. Now we got Shark on internet, but Austin having dial up
talking.
to going down.
Talking.
He's,
We can't hear him though.
he's blowing it up, man.
All right, so we'll move on without him.
All right.
Let him reset.
But yeah,
What the fuck's
I
going
mean,
on? I don't know what the fuck's happening. I'm gonna lose full.
There he is.
I'm gonna lose full.
oh
Moving on.
yeah. But with how HavoK did as a whole, definitely with Dallas and all the roster changes, definitely going into NOLA, we were thinking about, placing higher, definitely top 20, especially with all the roster changes, because we were watching all the roster jockeying and everything like that. We definitely had the advantage with, having 3 originals from Dallas going into NOLA. So, and from my understanding, it was, team chemistry is what it came down to, and just miscommunication between the guys. Whenever there was big plays that needed to be made, they were scattermined. So that's what I had pulled from Austin talking to him about it yesterday.
Yeah, but like I said, I wasn't there. I was gonna let Austin speak to that, but
I mean, I would love to talk about it if my internet.
no, go
I
ahead.
don't know what's
I
happening.
can hear you now.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Woo! So what happened was
It's just your beard
Jonas
at the
was
bottom
saying-
of the screen.
the chemistry just wasn't there like in Dallas. Dallas, I felt more like they were on the same page. This tournament, they weren't on the same page. They weren't listening. Shot caller. They had confrontation in between game and in between matches. And I believe if, they would have, each other a little more, they could, Lightning Pandas, they could have beaten Tate and Mines, and we would have been in pool play. Played good once again. A fucking animal, and for his first event, he definitely put in a showing. What he lacks just a little, Baldy. What he lacks just a little bit is teamwork, talking, communicating with his teammates, listening to his teammates. Listening to your teammates is half the battle. So, Mike played like he played in Dallas, and Cade was a little bit more quieter this tournament. He didn't snipe as much. I don't know if the update to the weapons and stuff changed the aspect on how to play the game, but USS Texas, in the top 8 matches, teams running 2 snipers. So I don't know why he didn't snipe more, which I thought he should have. But for all in all, once again, got top 40. We didn't make pool play once again, and
Right. We have to remember that they patched the game right before the tournament. The whole meta changed recently, which is unfortunate. I wish they wouldn't, especially because Activision owns MLG now. Like you would think that they wouldn't roll out a patch like a week before a tournament.
Right.
But well,
they did, and
It probably screwed a lot of people up, to be honest.
And in past games, top 40 wasn't like the greatest placing. But when you think about the amount of competition this year and how many teams are playing and how many, you'll still see a lot of big names lower in the placings than even we got.
Yeah.
So, this competition's harder. The open bracket is harder and bigger.
28 behind Optic.
A top 32 and a top 40 placing isn't, the worst thing in the world, or it isn't like a super low placing.
Not at all.
Right.
In today's competition.
So speaking about other orgs, Rocket Esports.
Yeah, Rocket. They choked. I don't even know what they placed, but they were picked as one of the
round 4. Round 4.
Yep. They were picked as one of the, favorites to make pool play this tournament. And yeah,
they got knocked out.
What they placed.
I believe that's top 128. I believe that's what that placing is.
Not good.
Top 128.
Not at all. Yes, I don't quote me on that. But I believe, that's what it is. We need to have on PTI. We need to have that guy at the end to tell us what we were wrong with and stuff.
Can't get over his camera.
What's going on? Please tell me.
Look at the stream.
Look at the stream, dude. It's hilarious.
I turned off everything.
Oh, okay.
I turned off everything. I can't deal with it.
It's pretty funny.
I'm freaking out.
It's so funny.
It's so funny, dog.
No, aim your camera down more. Try that. Alright.
Just like the bottom, cut your face in half and the bottom part would freeze and your eyes would be moving. It was hilarious, dog.
Is this better?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. But
Dude, I don't care. They can hear me.
As a whole, Rocket Esports definitely one of the favorites going into it that was going to be coming out of bracket play, but did not do well at all. As well as GGEA.
Yeah, the GGEA teams were picked as kind of pool play contenders. They really were.
Yeah.
I think what did those guys placed? It was Stamino, and what did they place in Dallas? They were top 24, or they were up there.
Mm-hmm.
So just turned into GGEA's team, and yeah, so the both GGEA teams made it to pool play, which is pretty awesome for them.
But yeah, I mean, definitely with how the casters were looking at it and who was going to be coming out of bracket play, definitely Lightning Pandas, which I mean they came out of pool play, they came out of bracket play, went into pool play, but definitely GGEA as well as Rocket Esports were right there with them, and then Tainted, definitely a very good team, Australian team, correct?
Yes, Tainted Minds are Australian. Yes.
So an Australian team, obviously, coming from Australia, you got to be pretty good for an organization to back you. So it sucks to fall, short to them. And then I believe they got knocked out next round.
ATG.
Yep.
And
but
ATG made pool play as well. So.
Yes. So it is unfortunate. We were all expecting better. Miss Showoff, hello. How are you? But yeah, definitely not what we were looking for, but when you consider the competition and who we played and who we actually lost to, it was a good game all around. So big shouts out to the guys.
Bracket plays is the hardest. Honestly, it's probably the hardest open bracket I've ever seen playing Halo and going to COD events. So it's just absolutely insane having to fight your way through open bracket. So yeah, if you make it out, you're blessed.
Right.
Absolutely.
So we're going to go, based off of what we have wrote for this, we're going to go a little bit out of order. So before we get into, the winners of NOLA, or even before what we thought who was going to be the winners, let's talk about Red Reserve. So Red Reserve is one of those teams that, we know that they have good names on the team. We know that they're going to be placing well. But whenever you see what they're actually doing to other top-tier teams that they're expected to lose to, and just coming out and they're Hulk smashing everyone in their path. What did they do to Optic? They 3-1 Optic.
No. They 3-0'd Optic.
3-0'd Optic. Who was the 3-1? Who was the 3-1? United. That's right. And that was one that I really thought, especially with just the performance of United, in the 2Ks, as well as just watching them play within their bracket. I thought it was going to be close, maybe like a 3-2, but they definitely surprised a lot of people.
Yeah, and Red Reserve, they're a European team. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think they're European.
Oh, you're right there.
And yeah, they took it to some of the top tier
Clicked on
favorites.
porn or something. Hold on. Okay, we need
Took
to.
it to those teams, dropped Optic to a 12th place finish. Which is
And we haven't
pretty-
seen that in forever.
It's been a while.
So, yeah.
Don't know what that was. Sorry about that. But yeah, Red Reserve. I mean, they've had big names on their roster for the longest time. I mean, shoot. I mean, even within the pub stomping team, you had the Market J was on Red Reserve for the longest time, and I mean, that's what really got Red into, in my personal opinion, the publicity as far as like pub stomping goes and who they are online. Of course, you know, Red Reserve, it is a big name, but as far as like in the competitive scene, they weren't really looked at as like a super threat to like the top 4, top 6 teams. But to see them perform like that, it was definitely a surprise to, I think, a lot of people, especially the teams that played them, and they got outslayed. So.
And like, I remember in Dallas, me and Shark were at McDonald's, and with my girlfriend, we were getting breakfast, and Red Reserve was actually sitting at the table next to us, and we're like, "What's up, guys?" You know, we were talking to him, and like, "Who do you guys play next?" Like, "Oh, Optic. You know, they're the best." Blah blah blah. They didn't believe in themselves that they could beat Optic, and you know, it goes to show that they put in the hard work because they got smashed by Optic in Dallas. They didn't have a good showing at all, and Friday they looked a little bit sketchy, and it goes to show that it doesn't matter how you start off a tournament, it's how you finish. And
Correct.
you know, they squeaked in, barely made the pool, you know, champs bracket, and it goes to show it doesn't, like I said, every given Sunday any team can win. So
Yep.
hats off to them for knocking off these Titans and really waking up the, you know, the community a little bit, because you know that's another top team from Europe that, you know, we're North American. You know, I don't want to lose to no EU team. So
Do you know what Splice finished? I don't think they had a good showing either.
no,
they
Splice
didn't.
did not do good at all. No.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think Mad Cat. I think it was a problem with Mad Cat. So.
Yeah.
But now the big name that everyone is super surprised on what the heck is going on. I mean, even the casters. I mean, you saw it on Twitter. Dunlop tweeted out he wouldn't have ever thought that he would be saying, and Envy, as well as Optic, finished top 12. That's a little bit surprising. You know, coming out on Friday, Optic finished the day, I believe it was 3-0 in there.
They were 4-0.
4-0. They were 4-0. So, I know whenever I was keeping up with them up to the point to where, you know, I was out, it was 3-0. So they did finish 4-0 for the day. And then going into Saturday, I believe it was Formal, you know, he was talking about they just can't find, you know, their mojo, basically. They can't figure out anything. They were losing stupid stuff. There was a lot of close games. Even the games that they won, they were still close. So, I mean, that just shows there were some struggles within the team chemistry. We don't think that there's going to be a roster change. A lot of the fans think that there was going to be one. Me personally, I don't think that there will be one.
In their mind, there's nobody.
They're in the pro league.
Yeah.
They're in the
there's
pro
nobody.
league.
Yeah,
There's not going to be a roster.
Yeah, it's not going to be
Rosters are
yeah,
locked.
correct.
I
So,
think so.
any thought on, you know, changing up the team? That's not going to happen. But definitely there was a lot of team chemistry issues. We all know that the Scuff House, that's no longer a thing. So, my personal opinion, you know, if you're at that league, and as soon as, you know, you go to the next event of the Scuff House not being there and you're not performing well, I think that shows, like, you know, what the problem therein lies. So possibly, you know, being Hex now, looking at that team house in the future, question mark. I mean, what do you guys think? Do you think it would be smart to put them back into a house, or do you think it was just a fluke?
Honestly, I think they
I don't
need
think
to go
the
back.
house. I don't think the house makes a difference. I mean,
yes and no.
we know that going into this event, like Scumpy was having internet problems, and you know they weren't getting good practice for weeks. So I don't think the house has anything to do with it. And
Okay.
honestly, like if you like Karma has a kid and he's married, he's not going to live in the house.
Absolutely.
Right.
He can live
Yeah.
down the street. I'm a firm believer, though. You know, I'm going to disagree with you, Nick. You know, I think Team House, it builds your chemistry. When they were living in the Scuff House before, look what happened last season, the season before last. Yeah, they may not have won Worlds in the previous games besides IW, but they were winning almost every single tournament every single year. And majority of the guys were staying in the house together. Now, I don't know if something behind the lines we don't know is going on. Maybe that could be an issue. But, it is Optic Gaming. You never can count them out regardless of how they finish. And I'm pretty sure they're going to figure it out. But get out of here, Max. But like I said, I'm a firm believer in living with your teammates and spending as much time with your teammates because, if you can't trust them, like I always preach this to our guys, can't trust them off the field. You can't, trust them on the field. And I don't know if the rest of the community is just catching up to Optic now and their reign is over. But it looks like their reign is over, and
there's still a lot of tournaments to be played.
There is.
Still the Pro League. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
They're kind of known for starting slow too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. They started off slow last season, but a 12th.
But they haven't got a 12th.
Yeah, that's unacceptable. They always make top 8. There's no 12th place finishes in their books. It's top 8 or top 4 always. So,
definitely. If we looked at where the true, reign of Optic began, I think we can go back and we can look at, I believe it was Ghost. No. It was Advanced Warfare. So, from AW, going into Black Ops 3, and then last year with the terrible game that was put together, should have never been sold. Yeah, they've always been at the top of their game. They've always been that team that is going to be a force to be reckoned with. Anytime you play them, you better come on your A game or you're going to lose, but it just looks like they weren't on their A game. So
let's move on now. Let's talk about LG and TK.
LG and TK was
that was an awesome series.
That was.
It was awesome. Did you watch the 249-250 hardpoint?
So
yeah, I was actually driving home, and my girlfriend was sleeping, thank God, but I almost ran into a brick wall for throwing both my hands in the air while driving. Boys and girls, do not watch Twitch and drive at the same time. Very, very bad.
No, don't do that.
I was yelling.
Wow. What a series that was. The 249-250 hardpoint was amazing. In that series, Kenny was able to get in the hill and contest it for just long enough for accuracy to be able to get to the hill. He got in the hill. I believe he got a 2-piece.
Amazing 2-piece. Yeah.
Was able to save it by 1 second that LG couldn't win off that hill. As soon as accuracy got killed, the rest of his team was already rotating to the next hill. All he had to do was hold it for one more second that they couldn't win. And they knew that. And so LG ended up just getting outplayed, which is unfortunate because LG played a great game as well.
Disco with 100 bits. Thank you, man.
It was absolutely amazing. That whole series was phenomenal. TK ended up taking it. I thought LG was going to do it. They took it to a second best of 5.
And gave TK their first series loss of
LG. LG is definitely a force to be reckoned with. That roster is good. They've won tournaments. And I thought LG was going to take it, especially after the first best of 5. I thought TK might have been a little rattled. But they pulled it out, and TK now not only won their first ever championship in Dallas, now they won 2 in a row.
So
absolutely,
legacy just being made there. So TK's just balling right now.
For getting the MVP, he played out of his mind this man. He was definitely, his teammates are feeding off his energy. He was the only one standing up saying, let's effing go, let's go, boys. He was pumping up his team all the time.
Right.
So, because last, in Dallas we saw accuracy get it, then now we saw Chino get it. So now you have 2 Team Caliber that have been MVP of 2 events. Which of course, if you win the tournament, the MVP is more than likely going to be on your team, on the winning team, and they are sitting with an substantial amount of pro points now. They
Yeah,
are
it's like over 250,000 pro points, something like that.
They are way ahead of the right now. For no one's gonna catch them for that first seed. I don't think they could. They get top 12 the next two events, and I still think they'd be in first. I was doing the math earlier.
Well, no, because you get points for the pro league. I'm pretty sure. So
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Okay.
So.
But I don't see them doing bad at all in the pro league. So.
No, they're doing well. Good for them.
Yeah. So that's just one of the teams that, you know, going into it, we didn't really look at TK as being like. Obviously, we thought that they were going to be a good team. I mean, TK's always up there.
Definitely not a contender.
No, not at all. You know, we phase a lot of the old pros coming back, so we didn't know how this year was really going to go. So Dallas was definitely the proving ground, and then, you know, a lot of the hype, TK all day, you know, the fan base like that, you know, proving everyone wrong, and then not just to prove everyone wrong, but to then set in stone with the second, you know, championship. That's definitely something big. Correct.
Yep.
Correct.
Absolutely. And they made it all the way to winners bracket finals once again. So, like I said, the only series they dropped all season long was against LG in the grand finals. So that's usually unheard of. You don't go perfect in series and games. Like normally you'll drop a series here and there, especially in pool play, or going through pools in your bracket. You may go 3-1, but to go 4-0 both weekends. That's insane.
We also can't forget to talk about Doom Clan, Ricky's team.
Yeah,
Doom Clan. You know, if you don't know, last seed made that. You know, left that team to go play with Enigma 6, and Enigma 6 kind of sniped the pool play spot. Well, Enigma 6 ended up doing terrible. They didn't win a single series in their pool.
Nope.
And Doom Clan not only came all the way through the open bracket to play in pool play, but they placed high enough that they get a pro league spot over Enigma 6. So hats off to them.
Absolutely.
To come to battle through what did they place? Top 6, top 8, something like that.
Top 8.
Yeah. So to battle they basically did, essentially what FaZe did in Dallas. They came all the way through the open bracket, and I think they finished 4th. I think FaZe did in Dallas.
6th. I think it was 5th and 6th, but still, most teams don't do that.
Right.
Evil Genius was another
so
team that
congratulations to them. Good for them, especially after losing a player, not even a week before the event.
True.
To make that open bracket run and to I would be upset if I lost my pool play spot because a teammate scratched on me to another team.
Definitely fueled the fire.
Yeah, I think it might have fueled the fire, and they just
you never pour gasoline on the fire,
everybody.
Boys and girls. Never do that.
Don't do that. That's one of the big no-nos. But I think that's going to conclude it for COD, unless you guys want to throw in anything. Austin, NOLA experience, good?
Yeah, how was the experience?
How was the venue? That's what I want to know.
Yeah.
It was freaking huge. Dallas was a little cramped. It was big, but it was kind of cramped. There was a lot of people the first event.
Yeah, that's how.
For those of you who know, this was the biggest Call of Duty event ever. There was so many people there. Once again, all the booths were awesome. The Victors guys, hats off to them as well. They're some good people. They were on the floor. If the guys needed batteries, they had batteries. Anything wrong with any of the guys that had their headset, they were there to fix it. The EGL booth was popping, of course, because the TK merchandise. So there was the line for that. I walked by the Astro booth. It was dead. Kind of funny. The MLG booth was actually bigger this time. Last time it was kind of small. This time they actually had a lot of room. And they had more chairs on main stage this time as well, which last time was an issue because, the venue was a little smaller.
Right.
Parking was cheaper. That's always good. Paying $20 for parking for all day is just absurd. Other than that, NOLA was fun. I didn't go to Bourbon Street because it was just too wild. I left the venue and I just seen all the people just partying it up. And I'm like, I'm going to main event. I'm going to go play more video games. So.
Definitely. Sounds like it was fun. So next Call of Duty event that's coming up would be, is that Atlanta? That's March 9th through the 11th. Is that something that you're going to be attending, Shark, or?
I'm looking at it. We'll see.
Okay. So definitely if there's enough, positive vibes going, just like Shark or Prophecy or whoever else, only a 4-hour drive for me, so I'll probably make my way down there as well, as long as there's enough people. So
do IRL stream.
Yeah, definitely. So moving on to another game that has been, in the last 3-4 months has been blowing up, Fortnite. Absolutely love the game. I know Prophecy loves the game as well. Sometimes he needs to put his helmet on and focus up. He gets sidetracked sometimes.
Texting, phone calls,
cats. Yep.
Shark calling me, but I gotta answer the phone. Shark calls, I can't
right.
Answer the phone.
Right.
Yeah.
If it's your girlfriend or something, you just mute it. Shark, no, yeah, pick up.
I got the Vitrix headset on. I can't hear if you talking, so I don't know.
But But anyways, Fortnite has released that they're going to be having a league. Obviously, Epic. We know Sundance from Epic. We know that there's going to be an invitational. So definitely we do have a prime suspect for that, John. So we're always keeping our eyes on John. Such an amazing player at the game itself. But with the new league that's coming up, they're going to have singles, they're going to have duos, as well as squads within all 3 of the consoles. So PC is obviously going to be ruling this game. This is what it was made for primarily. However, they have been able to turn it into a smoothly operating, a beautiful game on PS4 as well as Xbox. So they're also going to have leagues for those. Those are going to be primarily online. They might have a few here and there. They really haven't released too much on that. However, with the league, there's going to be room for teams to acquire three separate teams, 3 totally separate teams. So you got PS4, Xbox, as well as PC. So we do need to just watch out for that into the future. I think we have our eyes on, not going to release too much, but we have our eyes on some very, very good PC players, as well as trying to create something for the PS4 as well as for the Xbox side of things. But definitely just need some more practice. The building is a lot harder on console than it is on PC.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Well, PC's a little easier, because you keybind everything.
Right.
You can just press one button, it does one
Correct.
thing. Xbox or
so I think as a whole, the PC combat is a lot harder just because everyone has a mouse. So the aiming and everything as that goes is a lot more accurate. So you have to be really, really good at building. So I think the PC, you have to be a very, very good shot and Bob the Builder. You have to be good at both. On console, it's really one or the other. I've noticed that if you are really, really good at building, you can get over people who have terrible shots and don't know what they're doing and can't build, and you can just kill them. You can have a mediocre shot and you can win. Or if you're not the greatest at building and you have a great shot, the people who might be building up that can't hit you out in the open, you can just pink them with a sniper. So I think there is a lot more of a skill gap on console than there is on PC. And I mean, if y'all disagree with that, then love to hear your side of things. But as far as what I'm concerned, I think it's harder on Xbox as well as PS4 to play the game.
I swap weapons way too much, dude.
It's harder physically to play the game, but the better players
are on PC. Absolutely.
Correct. Yeah. Correct. I mean, you got Grims, everyone like that.
Aiming with a controller versus especially for me, when I've been playing the game on PC with a mouse, it was definitely difficult. Whenever I played console games, it's almost always first-person shooters, not third-person. So it was definitely, I had to adjust and get used to it before I could even really be useful on the box.
And there's sort of like different metas to the, I would say, the console, because you can have 2 really good slayers and 2 really good builders, or vice versa example. On PC, you have to be good at both.
And I think that's what, like, any teams that are up and coming and wanting to do something on the box, they need to find a good balance of that. So you need people that are good at shooting, and you need people that are good at building. You don't need to have everyone be good at that thing, because if you can get the team to be really, really good at what they're doing and everyone has their own role, that's when you start winning a lot more. So whenever I'm, concerning myself with building the base for everyone and everyone else around me is shooting, and they rely on me to build the best base possible, I don't have to worry about getting killed, because I know my teammates are going to be, protecting me while I'm doing this. And then once everything's said and done, my teammates are happy with the building, because now I've given them cover. So there's a lot of aspects, but definitely a great game. They have a new update, the Cozy Campfire update. What's your
I've only
opinion?
used it once.
What's your opinions on that?
What does it heal every 3
What's
seconds?
it for? Oh, wait.
So the Cozy Campfire is basically kind of like a trap. So it's got the same mechanics as a trap. However, whenever you place it down, it can only be placed on, flat. It can't be placed on walls or anything. When you place it down, all the friendly players within the vicinity get healed 2 HP per tick, or per second. So every 1 second, you're gaining 2, up to a total of 25 seconds or 50 health. So
Yes.
it'll heal you up 50. However,
Enemies cannot use it though.
correct.
Yes.
Correct. So, and then one thing that I did find out that it's extremely hard to acquire one of those. They're blue, so they're not, by any means just thrown through the map. So it's definitely a piece that you want to hold for whenever everyone on your team is low. You just don't want to use it here, just to, whenever you can bandage up to 75. So, but they fixed a lot of stuff as that. Also, I want to hear from you guys on whether or not, or what your opinions are on this. So, with Shark being so in depth with COD, I think he'll have, a good idea of one side, as well as, me and you, Austin, we've played with it, so we can kind of tell where it's going. Bloom versus hit drop off. So for everyone who doesn't know what hit drop off is basically wherever your cursor is, that's where the bullet goes. So there's no thrown bullets that are just missing out of the blue. However, the bullets, based upon what type of gun you have, will have less damage effect. Like, they're less effective at range. So for instance, an AR that's common might do 50 damage out to 30 meters, and a blue one might do 50 damage out to 60 meters. So it's double. That's what hit drop off would be. And then past a certain point, it's going to cut in half, so on and so forth, to where whenever people are way out there, everything might hit, but it might only be doing 2 or 3 damage at a time. So we've got that versus Bloom, that is all the bullets that hit will do the same amount of damage regardless. However, the spray or the spread or the bloom, in a sense, is huge with the uncommon, and then it's smaller with the rares and the legendaries. So, do you think Bloom is good, or do you think that Bloom is bad and you would like to see hit drop off? Which one would you rather see in this next update?
I personally want hit drop off. I'm standing still the other day, or I haven't played in like 3 days because I was in NOLA. Came back and I played yesterday. Standing on top of a building with my wonderful white burst that I love to use, and I'm looking at this guy. He's not moving, and I'm shooting him, and my gun is just missing. I don't know about you guys, but I've never played a game where you put a curse on that it doesn't hit. So yes, I've played Halo. Halo had a little bit of bloom. It does have bloom. Halo Reach, Halo 4, Halo 5 did have somewhat of bloom. So, but the bloom would only be if you would sporadically spray a weapon, then the shot would disperse more than just every gun just has bloom, and it like the range is different. So I personally want to see hit drop back because I don't like bloom at all, and I just don't justify looking at someone with a gun and it not hitting if my little cursor is on it. So
right, definitely. Now the only guns that really aren't affected, because I think like the percentage wise, snipers is 2%, and then the silenced pistol is the next lowest one with bloom, and that would be right at about 7%. So definitely, if you get a hold of one of those weapons, you want to hold on to them, because those are going to be the most accurate. Man, the people eater is what me and Austin call it. That pistol shreds through some purple people eater. Duh. That thing shreds some people. Like if you've got 3 of those things in your inventory, you just keep swapping through it, and you're gonna melt so many people. So guys, definitely, if you haven't used that gun, then you definitely do need to use it. Now with the new update that is about to come out, whenever they patched the under map glitch that we'll talk about in just a second, they accidentally released the server on the PC side to where they actually got rid of Bloom, and it went back to hit drop off, and a lot of people liked it. The people who played it during that hour before they caught it, there's a few videos on YouTube that you can watch. If you search Bloom, it's one of the top ones, but a lot of people do like it. Even though your bullets might not do a lot of damage at range, they're still hitting. So if you're accurate, you know, you put 4 or 5 bullets into them rather than hoping one hits and does the same amount of damage. So up close it's really good, at range it sucks. However, you know, most of the battles in Fortnite happen, you know, up close to medium range. So definitely I think hit drop off would be a better implementation within that game.
Yes.
So the under the map glitch, but I don't know exactly where it was at to where you could get into the glitch.
F2.
Pretty much F2?
Happened to us.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
F2 right next to the ice cream truck, the yellow or the white and green building. Who was playing with us? Fling, I believe, was playing with us, and it was me, Sonic, and I believe Cody, HavoK Cody. And what happened, or no, Plasma. What happened was we were trying to revive Fling, and he moved, and all 3 of them fell to the bottom of these 2 houses, and it was just a square. It's on my Twitter if you guys want to go look at it. You might have to scroll a little bit, but you could shoot people from the bottom of the map. You could destroy things, but you could not get out of the. Is my face messing up again? What is happening here? I don't get it. But you couldn't get out of it. So, and we tried to see if, you know, the storm. I can't take you guys serious. I can't do this right now.
Keep going, man.
What is it like? Do I like googly eyes?
No, it's like
your chin is down here not moving, and your eyes are like moving.
in your face.
You're gonna have to see it. Like at the beginning of the stream, freaking Trevor clipped it, dude. I gotta show you this whenever we get done. But
oh my God. But you know, it's just I didn't even know that was a glitch, and I tweeted out. I was like, "Hello, Epic Games Fortnite. You guys said y'all are esports ready. What is this shenanigans?" You know, and we couldn't get out. That's the thing. But we were shooting people.
When do your custom games come out?
They still haven't released it because there was
next
some
week.
bugs.
Yeah,
and it's supposed to be next week. So.
Oh, good.
They said it was supposed to be this week, but with the whole Bloom and the new map coming out, they pushed it back another week. So.
And the new town, we gotta talk about that.
New town, there's multiple things on the map.
There's gonna be.
I don't know if anyone. Yeah. So.
Is a new town in?
No,
already?
Not yet.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
But I sent a picture on Discord of the new map, and there's like 4 or 5 new places with names on the map, and they added in new things. So. And the map looks a little bit more scaled. They said they wanted to make the mountain areas look more mountainy, the swampy area look more swampy. They really detailed the game up a lot more as well. So hopefully
it's going to be a big update.
Yeah, hopefully they're not messing the game up, because the game it was phenomenal on launch, and it's been nothing but good. And I just really want to see it to keep progressing and not get any worse. So I don't like Bloom. I hate it.
Right. I don't think Fortnite's the one to, you know, do what they want to do. They've listened to their audience and actually, you know, fixed the things that need to be fixed. So I'm all for it. I believe it's going to be good. We'll just have to wait and see what this new city and everything like that's going to be. I personally think it's going to be great.
I've seen a 6 or 7 story building with rooms and doors, and there's a mine apparently.
Yeah, under the map mine. So that'll be good. But yeah, definitely the more things that they can put into it to make it, you know, give it some spice here and there, I think it's really good.
Now with the mine, how does it go throughout the map, or
no? So it's going to be, from my understanding, what I've read on articles is it's going to have 2 entrances, and then underneath, it's going to have like kind of like with PUBG, to where the underground bunker, to where it's got rooms underground with everything.
Okay.
But you know, it's only got 2 points of exit, so.
I'm blocking myself in a mine.
Yep.
Come and get me.
Yep. So definitely, if the circle ends there, then it's gonna be, it's gonna be a fun fight. But
I don't know if you've noticed. Have you noticed the circle ending in the middle of Loot Lake, just over the water? Nothing around it.
Yeah, we played that, and I
yeah,
played that whenever I played PS4 with the group of guys about 3 days ago. But it's been ending a lot over Loot Lake here lately.
And no land. It's just straight water, and it's like, what am I supposed to do?
Build over it.
You gotta build. Gotta get,
it's like the swim.
Put your Bob the Builder overalls on. So
my high waters.
Another thing that got released by Epic was that there's not gonna be any more cross-platform. So, that's a bummer. Definitely being able to play with other people on other systems is always fun. However, it does lead to problems just because of server, compatibility and everything like that. So it sucks, but I think it is the best move for the game.
Yeah, it's for the best, absolutely.
It's for the best of the game to cut down on lag and everything such as that. So once these patches and updates come out with the next one right after the Cozy Campfire,
eyes.
All of the all of the bugs are hopefully going to be worked out, and it's going to be a smooth running game as always. So we're going to switch over to Halo now. Mr. Googly Eyes himself is going to be talking about that, former pro. So what's new with Halo?
Well, as you guys know, the MLG season officially kicked off this weekend. I believe I seen a tweet said, Halo's back when the reality check is reality checking people, which for those of you who don't know who a reality check is, they're SUD 1 and SUD 2. They placed pretty much, they had a loser's bracket round 8 curse for the longest time. People gave them a lot of shit for it. And they have bad names for them. They call them rats because they kind of look like Master Splinter a little bit. And they're twins. So, and then it said that when Game Battles is playing MLG again, disputes are insane. And Walshy I think Walshy's going to commentate. So, which would be good because he, hands down, is by far the best Halo player I've ever watched play. But for Game Battles to bring Halo back and have pro points again, which is awesome. I see on Twitter there's a lot of guys, they're grinding it out, and I think 35 pro points is the max per day. And those guys they're going hard. They're getting ready for Orlando, and I really hope that all these guys that are saying that, we're going to go to Orlando, they do a good showing, because if people don't show up to the events, it's hard to keep hosting events. So if you only got 70 teams showing up, MLG is going to be like, well, we just picked up Halo to try to help the community out a little bit, and you guys are basically throwing dirt in our face. So I seen a couple guys actually at NOLA that are old school Halo pros that from Halo 1 and Halo 2, and they were there. One of them is Old Man Mikowski. He's excited. He said he's going to Orlando. I talked to alumni, from Envy. He said he's going. Who else was there that played Halo? He was yelling out. He's like, I don't even play this game. I play Halo. And he was selling up and yelling at kids. My God, tough tip of my tongue, but I hate to say it, but Optic's the best in the game still. They're going to win. And I'm putting my money on that. They've dominated the last 2 seasons in Halo, and I don't see them being dethroned. So,
yeah.
That's pretty much about it, because the 2Ks are about to start up. Platinum 5 Studios partnered with the Open Esports League, and they're having every 2 weeks they have 3K tournaments, actually they're called, and you can get pro points off attending online tournaments, and also they have LAN tournaments as well that aren't majors that you can acquire pro points at as well. So there is a very, very busy schedule coming up for the Halo season, and I will continue to watch it and fill you guys in every week on what's new.
Definitely.
Wasn't there an issue with the game modes?
Yes, Oddball.
Yeah.
People are complaining about Oddball. Now, for those who don't know, Oddball is a game type where you hold the skull and you get time for it. The old school guys that we
Hold
love
the
oddball.
skull, you gain points.
Yeah, you gain points for holding the skull. So you hold for each second, you gain 1
Keep
point.
away with the other team.
Yeah, it's keep away basically. It's a one-hit melee with the skull, which it's always been. If you're holding the ball, you can't throw the ball far. You only can drop it. And how it works is I believe it's the first one to 200 seconds wins the game. Now, a lot of people are complaining that they don't like oddball. Halo 5 is an oddball game type. Well, these teams need to learn how to play the game slow. Slow it down. Oddball is a slow game type. It's not fun to watch, but it's a very fun game type to play. And it's one of those games that they used to use it like S&D, for example, for Call of Duty. It was like a series breaker. What they messed up with, I believe, is the spawn time on when you die. I believe it was 5.5 seconds, and they bumped it up to 7.5, so they fixed that a little bit. And also that the spawning too far out away from the ball, so they're having to sprint across the map. But what these guys don't understand is you guys have sprint and thruster, so there's a reason why they're making you spawn all the way across the map. You know, that's what you get for running in and losing your spawn. And you know, it's like capture the flag as well on Call of Duty. Kill them on one side, they're going to spawn on this side. Same thing with oddball. Rotate to this side of the map, the team's going to spawn on the other side of the map. And a lot of people are still complaining about it. They don't like it. They want it removed. And I hope it stays in. I like oddball. Oddball is one of my favorite game types because they don't have bomb anymore. So it's an old game type that was revamped, and it needs to stay in because it really shows who knows how to play Halo and who doesn't.
All right. I'm not even going to act like I knew what was going on.
No. I mean, he's right. There's like a lot of the pro teams and top level teams were complaining because they hadn't practiced oddball, and they were being forced to play it in a competitive manner, even though it was a game mode that they hadn't practiced. It's like, imagine if Gridiron was never part of Call of Duty and then they threw it in right before this tournament. You know,
yeah.
The teams haven't practiced it. They're not. So there was a lot of controversy between MLG and the pro players because they essentially caught a lot of pro players not playing oddball and playing other game types instead in substitution of oddball, even though oddball was the prescribed game type.
Gotcha.
But I'm sure they'll figure it all out and everybody will be happy soon. How long till Orlando? A couple weeks?
February 21st, I believe. So
yeah,
like
so 3-4 weeks. Cool.
We have a team going. We've been practicing hard. I'm really excited to see these guys go and play, and hopefully they show up to the tournament. I'm gonna try to do my best to go. As you guys know, I'm getting a new job, so I don't know if I'll be able to go or not. Same thing with Atlanta. I'm going to do my best to go to Atlanta. So I'm going to go to as many events this year as I can. So especially, you know, like I said, getting this new job, it's definitely going to help out a lot.
Definitely. So I think the last thing before we start closing everything out is going to be CSGO. New season launched. Let me pull up. I'm going to switch over to podcast welcome screen. Let me pull this up real quick.
You wake up, dude. What'd you...
No, CSGO sucks. Minecraft? It's boring. I'll be back in a minute.
Alright, let me see what Austin sent me. So, basically, the new season started, started...
For the pros,
was it this last week?
This weekend was a qualifier.
Okay.
Upcoming weekend is the first major of the season.
Right. Okay.
As I showed you, those are all the teams that...
So, teams that have qualified would be PGL Krakow, PGL...
I'm just kidding, CSGO's awesome. I just wanted cookies.
Oh, no. Okay, so teams attending would be Astralis, Big...
No, that's the Pro Gaming League. That's what they... Yeah.
Yep. So it'd be Big, Cloud9...
They won.
Exactly, yeah. I had the hardest time pronouncing the 9.
Right? Did they just
their names.
Catos? Or... Or are we talking about? Oh, Boston. Right.
Yep, Boston.
This is for the Boston. This is for Boston.
Right, Atlanta and Boston. So you're going to have Astralis, Big, Cloud9, FaZe, Fnatic, G2, Gambit, MaxT Esports, North SK, Space Soldiers, Vega Squadron, and Virtus Pro. So
I'm excited that Virtus Pro finally qualified again. They've been in the dust for the last couple months. They were
ever since they won that one. Yep.
They've been struggling, and they haven't qualified for a major in a while. So for them to step it up and qualify, I'm pretty excited to see them because it's the same roster. It's all the old cats. They're still together. They're the best guys from Poland.
Right.
I'm really excited. North America's reign may be here this season.
With Cloud9.
North Americans, yes, absolutely. Skadoodle Noodle, baby. I think he's one of the best oppers in the world, and we got him. So, as for SK, the Brazilians, they're amazing. They win majors.
Yep.
Am I going FaZe? They still have Nico. FaZe is still one of the top teams, and it's going to be a really big tournament. I'm going to definitely watch that as well, and I'm going to cover that next week as well and what goes on.
Yep.
I believe first place, it's a
500.
Up the prize pool, and
500,000.
$1 million prize pool.
Yep. So 500,000 for first. Second place gets 150. Third and fourth get 70. Fifth through 8 get 35 apiece. So.
And that's for those of you who don't know how much money that is. Let's just say that's having a world championship every single tournament for all other games. So for COD, Halo, and Gears. And This is every single tournament all year. They're doing $1 million+. There's going to be a lot of money this year for Counter-Strike, and Counter-Strike just continues to grow and grow every single season.
Yep.
For our team, we do have a CSGO team. They will be opening their season on the 21st of this month for ESEA. They're in open. I've watched them play. I've seen them scrim. They don't lose games, that's always good. Playing in, I believe it's January 22nd through 30th, the how long the qualifier is. So them for stepping up and being an open play team to try to qualify for a major. Most teams wouldn't even try to qualify if they're an open play. And
right.
Open, intermediate, main, premier, pro. And that's the way the levels of competition goes. So and HavoK, as the past couple of years, we've had Counter-Strike teams, and all love to go and watch our guys play. So and that goes with any of our teams. We're gonna get the following these guys deserve, and they're hungry, and they've been sitting in our Discord practicing every single day, which is I love to see that. It shows their dedication.
True.
Yep. I'm ready for this year. This is a big year. There's a lot going on this year. I don't know how I'm gonna keep up. It's insane. We got so much going on.
Yeah, definitely. So the CSGO team, or not team, but the league is what I should have said. Definitely on the last podcast, we always cover that. So season starting up, we're gonna have a lot to talk about in the upcoming podcast. We're gonna be doing more. We also want more people to be involved with it, with the podcast itself. So please do reach out to either myself, Shark, or Prophecy in the future if you would like to be on. If you're watching this as a video, thank you so much. We really do appreciate it. If you're not already following the HavoK ESports YouTube, type in HavoK ESports on YouTube. You'll see the little logo. Just click the follow and the subscribe button on Twitter as well as our YouTube. It mean a lot to us. Trying to grow that. We've got a lot of content that's going to be coming out this year, so definitely we got a lot in the works for that. To wrap things up, members news, Blonde Jesus in the squad. Mr. Shark has already played with Blonde Jesus. Bit of a rager.
Yeah, so he's a good dude. He plays a ton of PUBG. He's a little bit of a rager. That's true.
But I mean, that's games in general. So
it's PUBG.
Yeah, it's very rage-inducing. So,
but it can be pretty rage-inducing. But yeah, we picked him up, and we're gonna have a rotating roster. We have about 6 or 7 people on the roster. 4 people play. and they're gonna play a bunch of online leagues. But if somebody can't get on, whatever, they also have alternates.
Gotcha.
So they're gonna play in some of the online tournaments, see how it goes, and go from there. We're excited to have them. We've talked about picking up teams in PUBG before, so glad we finally crossed that horizon.
So pretty much fuck H1. So we're with the two better games. So we got PUBG and Fortnite. So
also Rocket League.
Right, Rocket League. So Chris, he's been in HavoK for a long time with me.
Chris and the production team.
Good Rocket. Yep. He's a pretty good Rocket player. He's real good. So they formed a team on ESL. They're going to be competing in ESL under Rocket League, under HavoK. We're excited for that too.
That's awesome.
First actual official Rocket League team. I'm excited.
Yeah.
So maybe we can go then beat Flipside. There. Let's go, Chris.
Yep.
So big shouts out to them. Shouts out to Winders.
He's insane.
Oh yeah, Chris is a monster at that game, dude. Like looks like a freaking magician in the air. I'm like, okay, so explain to me how you just did that. He was like, well, you do this, this, and this. I was like, no, slow it down and put it in English for how I can understand it. But yeah, he's a monster at that game. Big shouts out to Winters for the support. So thank you, buddy, for the support on NOLA as well as the support on the team. Love you, man. Smooth with a 7th place finish. I forgot what the name of the tournament.
Was that? Yeah.
What was it for? It was for was it Capcom?
Well, yeah, it's
Marvel vs. Capcom. It was a
It was a non-major.
It's called Go. Yeah, Go for
Go for Broke or something.
I apologize if I'm butchering it.
Yeah.
Go for Broke. Thank you.
Go for Broke.
It was a non-major. There were some really big names. There. Smooth actually. There's in the world. He was actually there playing Marvel vs. Capcom, and Smooth came back and 3-2'd him. And Smooth rode that. He played him very early in the tournament, so Smooth rode that momentum all the way up into top 8. Smooth got 7th place.
Right. Out of a bunch of people.
As you guys know.
Yeah.
There's no cap on tournaments, so it's whoever signs up. That's how many people there are. So you could be playing all day. You could be playing for 2 days. It's insane. This season, he actually quit his job to play, Marvel vs. Capcom full time this year. Because that what's affected him last year was him not being able to travel because he as much, and also with the new DBZ Fighters game coming out, he said it kind of plays a lot like Guilty Gear. And I don't know if you guys paid attention to Smooth, but he was really good at Guilty Gear as well. And he said that's going to be the next big fighting game. So
DreamHack.
Yep.
Yeah, he always gets top 8. He usually gets top 8 in Guilty Gear as well. So excited to see how him and Coffee Prince play out this season.
I think they'll do good.
There's some really good guys, and yeah, absolutely, they're ready. So
yeah, definitely. So like I said, congrats to Smooth getting that 7th place. I know he wants to bring home that first place title for HavoK. So big shouts out to him as well as Coffee Prince in his upcoming games this year. So good luck to both of them. He's also going to be competing in his first major of the season, upcoming soon.
This weekend, Atlantic City.
This weekend, Atlantic City. Okay. So definitely everyone show your support towards Smooth with that. Other than that, hi, myself, album comes out 26th of January, so definitely a lot of hype around that. HavoK song that y'all have heard, definitely Frag's going to be using that for some of the YouTube videos in the future. So, appreciate all the support, especially from these two right here. Just hearing some of the stuff, they're hyped for it too, so definitely glad to be releasing that. But
Ooh, I get so excited. Going from playing Minecraft to PUBG, Shark said.
Yeah, mood goes like this. Like
one song was like, it really amped me up, and I was like, just relax, just playing PUBG, playing Minecraft, just relax, just chilling, doing little things here and there in Minecraft, and then he comes in the channel and plays this song, and I was like, dude, I'm amped up now. I can't play this. I need to play like some PUBG. I need to play PUBG. Shoot people. It was fun.
go around and Minecraft and start killing like Chris and John and all them, taking all their items.
Minecraft, the only game that Shark is good at.
Oh wait. Switch PvP mode on.
Pretty much.
Diamonds.
Pretty much. He'll be tearing through some mines, listening to that, just in his head like, oh yeah, just like head banging it. But yeah. And from me to you guys, thank you so much for all the continued support. Definitely getting this podcast up has given me a lot to clear my mind as well. So I've had a lot of fun just within the first 2 episodes. So going to have a lot more in the future. Like I've told everyone that's watching, either live or as a video, these are going to be about an hour to 2 hours long each week. You know, NOLA coming out, so we knew we were going to be talking about NOLA a lot, as well as Fortnite, just with the patches that have been coming up. So we're going to be talking more about CSGO next week, as well as plans for COD, and then definitely if anything happens in the Fortnite community or whatever it is, whether it's in or within HavoK, we'll definitely be able to go over that with you guys. Members news, remember, is always at the end of it, so if you guys would like us to shout you out, anything, if you're going to be in a tournament, online tournament, if you want anything for HavoK, please let us know that we can shout you out. We love, you know, giving support to all the members within the stream team. We did have the meeting. HavoK is now open for everyone to join at a member status. If you want to join the stream team, please reach out to one of us 3. Requirements as of right now: 2,500 followers, 100 subs. So we wanted to clean things up a bit. So we're looking for, you know, dedicated streamers that are, you know, on their way to the big leagues. So we'll definitely work with you on that aspect. But, you know, if you have a friend that wants to join a good org, you know, and meet some people, meet some good people, have some fun times, definitely introduce them to us. Let us know, and then we'll give them a big shout out on Twitter. And pretty much that's it for this week. Do you guys have anything?
And we'll be uploading. We'll be uploading, of
Yep.
course, from now on.
Top 5.
The podcast the day after on the YouTube channel, and
Yep.
the top 5 comes out every Friday. Remember, for all of you who want to play Halo with us, HavoK Halo nights are Thursday. From now on at 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern. I'm going to be hosting those, so for all those who want to come and play with us, more than welcome. We're going to do competitive modes. We're going to do fun modes.
Correct.
Also, if you guys haven't checked out the newest videos that have came on our YouTube, so it was me eating the hottest thing in the entire world with HavoK Gavin. Quite funny.
That
If
was
you want
funny.
to laugh your ass off, go check out that video. It's don't ever try it, boys and girls. That is the hottest thing I've ever done.
Oh man. But I think that's gonna wrap it up.
Burning for a day and a half.
I think that's gonna wrap it up this
And I
week.
don't want to tell you about the back end.
Yeah, definitely. So we do thank you guys so much for watching. Like I said, if you were in the Twitch, thank you so much for your support. If you're going to be watching this as a video, then big shouts out to you guys as well. Be sure to hit the follow button over on Twitter, HavoK ESports, or over on YouTube, HavoK ESports. Thank y'all so much. Like I said, it's been real. It's been fun. It's been me, Shark, and Prof. Thank y'all so much for watching, and we'll catch y'all next week.